when I first got divorced, just because I loved entertaining and I still wanted friends to come over. So I started soup night, which I really got to get back to that come January.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. This is so
Isn't
good.
it good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Is this cool or what? I just love this. One of the things that I really like about you and the family and the show is that you do talk, you're regular, you seem so down to earth, and you're not all up in the clouds because you became a celebrity. It's like, you can relate to your family, or I can, and to you.
Well, to tell you the truth, that thought of getting lost in that element was a whole lot more scarier to me than just trying to work hard to stay grounded.
Yeah.
Because when you get lost into you begin to expect certain things, or I deserve that, or you guys need to do this, or however people may get lost in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Carly, as some of our young people, in my personal opinion, get lost in the whole social media thing, and they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to set it aside, or if they are successful, or whatever you want to call it, on social media, it does something. I honestly believe that. There's all tests. It does something to your psyche, your mindset. It's an adrenaline, and that's kind of what TV reminded me. I can't afford to do that, because all of this could have gone away in a minute, and you still got to be in your house. You still got to maintain your friendship. My kids have to still maintain that. You still have to maintain your life. We've been doing this a long time, so if the show does go away, I can't retire yet, so I have no idea what I'm going to do for the next 5 years.
Oh yeah. Well, I know. I just love watching you, and I love tuning in on Facebook and watching you cook your stuff too. Sometimes I'm a really busy person too, and I don't get to watch you as much as I'd like to, but I love watching you when I do have the time.
Good. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
So we got to put this in a thing now. We're getting ready to put
it in. Normally you would put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour.
Oh yeah.
And harden up, but because of time's sake, or if you guys want to do this and finish it off later, feel free to go ahead and do that. But we want to taste it. Well, I've got one. You want to bring that out now?
Okay.
We didn't want to see how they like it.
Oh, well, yeah, I would like that. But,
do you want to?
Okay, so here's your bowl. Here's what it should look like.
Oh,
oops.
Yeah,
beautiful. That looks delish. Oh yeah.
The one thing I would do, though, for me personally, I would have toasted my walnuts. I forgot that, but I would like them toasted. I think it gives a little more of a rustic. It has a different kind of flavor to it. I think it I don't want to say brighten it up, but I think regular walnuts in something like this, I don't want to say dull either, because it still has flavor.
Right.
I would have roasted this. But see, I'm not a fan of the top on here. I just felt like it needed a dress, like a little thing on top. So
yeah, it looks really pretty though.
Do you toast your walnuts dry, or do you use a little butter? Or?
Dry. Nope, I don't put anything with it. I just do it dry.
Just dry.
You need to put it in the oven. I usually just saute them on a regular fried, saute pan.
Oh yeah.
But I don't do butter or any. I just dry saute.
Just don't let them burn.
Oh God,
yeah.
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 So this is what I did. I just got a parchment paper, put your nut mixture and your cheddar cheese, or if you wanted to do, I got sunflower seeds in here. If you don't want to use sunflower seeds, you could use poppy seeds. You could use sesame seeds, or you can mix up your nuts. Do a little bit of walnuts, do a little bit of pecans. I mean, it's so versatile. This is just like a version.
Yeah, make it how you like it.
Looks good.
And then if you wanted to chop up parsley really fine, mix that, or chives or dried chives or something, if you wanted to mix that, and then maybe just chop up a little bit of tomatoes, and put
Oh,
that
that would be good.
on the top.
Flexible, right?
Yeah.
It's just flexible. Okay, we're gonna spray her hands.
I'm not sure this is gonna work because this cheese is awfully soft, but we're gonna try.
I have a quick question. When you toast
Yeah.
or toast the nuts, is it better to leave them whole or large? And that, because like I've already chopped mine up. Can I toast them when they're chopped up, or is it better to start with larger nuts?
I've done it both ways.
Okay.
So if you're afraid that you're gonna burn them too quick, if you chop them up and then saute them, I think it's perfectly okay to leave whole, you know, the big chunks of walnuts, toast them or on a saute pan that way, and then you can just go and chop them up.
Okay.
I think it's good either way.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, you know what? I need a spoon.
Can we get you one?
I need a spoon to kind of help me.
Here's what mine looks like now. So I'm going to put mine in the refrigerator because I don't want to mess it up. I want it to mold
Oh yeah, no,
for an hour, and then I'll do what you're doing, and
Sounds good.
smells really good.
Okay, I don't know if I can do this, Lisa.
Pour it.
Yeah. Okay, normally you would put this in the fridge, you guys.
That's why I'm here, to hold the,
Okay.
okay, that's good.
You
I'm
need
just
to do like the magic of TV where you coming out of the refrigerator, that you have one cooled for an hour.
Well, that's what I just made. Where'd it go? I just made the one that I made earlier this morning because I just had a grandbaby born and Saturday, and I don't know, I just got busy with other stuff.
Can you get your paper towel?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take the parchment paper and kind of, normally I would wash my hands. And the thing is, once you cool this cream cheese, you could do it in different shapes too. I've seen that done. But, you know, cream cheese is a soft cheese, so. And if you want, put a little more, you know, grated shredded cheese in here too, because that'll help hold it together as well. And then pat down the nuts a little bit. It's almost like you got a little mini cake.
I've seen a cute idea for the holiday too, where because it makes a big cheese ball, you could put it in like two balls, a smaller one and a bigger one, and make a snowman, kind of stack it. And then use pretzels for like the arms, and then, you know, make a little face out of like black olives or pimento.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
It's cute.
No, that's a great idea. Or, hey, you know what? Since you're gonna take one of these home, I'm gonna put it on a paper plate. Here's a Chinette one.
Okay.
Lisa's gonna take one home. Okay, so we're gonna get a little spatula for this since it's warm.
Okay.
Oh, here. Since I didn't refrigerate this. There we go.
But still, even without refrigerating, it turned out really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
A little flat, but no. You know, tell you the truth, this made a lot more than I thought.
That's a giant cheese ball, really.
Well, this should have been, yeah,
It's
but I
still a
didn't.
lot.
But this will be a great, you know, party edition. So I'm going to give it a try, Lisa. We're going to give it a try here.
We sliced some carrots and some cucumbers.
Well, I do have cheese or crackers, I mean. Okay. As much as you may take this out of the fridge prior to
That's okay.
prior to you know, serving it and everything, I still think you should use a knife because your crackers are going to break depending on
Oh,
what kind of-
yeah.
Yeah, I love how you guys are using vegetables.
So I have jeepers. I got some of, you know, the typical wafer crackers, Triscuits, Ritz, or whatever favorite cracker you guys like.
I think Alissa and Carly had a couple questions.
Okay, yeah.
You want to go ahead and ask, or do you want me to read them off?
Yeah, Amy, I wondered, like you asked us, like what was our favorite Michigan tradition or memory? What is some or one that you have? I know you've been gone here a long time, but do you have one that sticks out from when you were young?
Well, I remember back in the day growing up, we usually had snow in
Yeah.
December and snow during Christmas. And yeah, our weather is probably changing, but you know, as I talk to my dad, sometimes you guys get snow, sometimes you don't. So one of the traditions I loved is that we always cut down our tree. So it was always my dad and I, after my sisters left, and we would, you know, cut down the tree because my brother had already left for Chicago, or maybe was still in college, or my brother and I would go and cut down the tree with him. So that is, you know, just a very simple tradition I love to do. Since my grandfather, when he was alive, lived on that little lake ice skating. I mean, I used to ice skate a lot. And so I miss not doing that here. I had that other plate. Where's that Joy's plate? Did you, oh, here it is. You did it. Okay, yeah, got it. So just hiking in the snow, sledding, you know, just Edward Hines Park. You guys are probably not familiar with that because you live far enough away. But that was, you know, very local near Westland, Livonia, down Ann Arbor Trail. I don't think it went into Northville. But anyway, so we'd go on that park and they'd have some hills and, you know, go sledding. So, you know, I just miss some of that winter stuff, and snow, obviously in Michigan and Minnesota and Wisconsin and all those places is a whole lot different than the snow you get out here. A lot of times it's wet,
Yeah.
it's cold, or it's like icy snow, you know, even up in the mountains. I don't think.
No, we get more of a freeze here than
Yeah.
snow. Like if it snows, then the freezing rain comes over it, so it's crunchy and
I
it's not like
rarely
soft powder.
I rarely have seen the soft stuff.
Yeah.
Even on Mount Hood, I think maybe occasionally they get it, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I couldn't. But yeah. So I don't know. I just miss that. I miss the lakes. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Camping.
It's funny because there's certain things, like you said, camping and sledding and being out in the snow, like, you know, if you're from Michigan, that's what you do because that's where we live and that's what you know, really.
Well, and the other thing I like too is, hang on, I'm going to turn this volume up a little bit more.
Making noise with the crackers.
When the sun is out, I don't care what you got going on, man, you're outside because you don't know whether it's going to rain, the clouds and, you know, stuff like that, or you don't let a little rain and stuff like that bother you too much. But I will tell you this, I'd be hard pressed to know how to drive in the snow though. So yeah. Anything else, Yvonne? Any questions from you?
Yeah, I have two. How's your dad doing?
Oh, very good question on that. I was so grateful that my dad was able to make it to our wedding.
Mhm.
That was just what a blessing that was. The other one, he just had surgery on his heart early November.
Oh.
I think maybe a couple of days, just before my grandson was born to Jarenaj, and before we left for Hawaii for our honeymoon. Anyway, he got his heart fixed because before it was just a balloon in the heart, temporary. So then they fixed that. Well, you know, you always hope that the surgery goes right and nothing goes wrong, but something did go wrong because they went up his groin. And ever since the surgery, he's been in a lot of pain. And he's like, my dad's a civil engineer for Ford Motor Company. Obviously, he's retired. But his comment was, well, looks like they didn't do good enough engineering. And so he has to go back in and get that taken care of because he's in pain, and they have to, something with the aorta down there or nerve or I don't know. The surgery was supposed to be tomorrow, but it got postponed to Thursday. And I'm like, man, you're going to really keep a 92-year-old man, in pain a couple more days.
Yeah.
So
I hope
I hope it goes okay. And that's one of the reasons I'm going out there in January. I've been going home at least twice a year, probably for the last 5 or more, as my parents have gotten older and, things like that.
Yeah.
So, but
And
yeah.
my other question is, what's the favorite recipe you got passed down from your mom that you like to make?
Oh, that's a good question.
Tell you the truth.
Or wasn't she a cook? Didn't she like to cook? No?
I'm not really sure specific recipe I got passed down from her. My mom was a working mom. She started work in the late 60s. She worked for Schoolcraft Community College. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yep.
And so she's worked there for 30, 35 years or whatever it was, or 25 years or something like that. So she would be the typical mom that was very appreciative of a lot of the packaged stuff and the instant stuff, minute rice. I grew up on minute rice. I grew up on probably a lot of, potato buds, the mashed potato, that stuff.
But that helped you to explore your own cooking, right?
Well, it did. I started wanting to cook because my dad wasn't very happy at eating at 8 o'clock, 8:30 or so at night. So my sisters maybe did it briefly, Kathy, but I started cooking about 14 years old. I loved the 17 magazine. I always had a recipe in there and I'd, copy it and stuff like that. So yeah, I started cooking the family meal and then just kind of expanded on, like maybe the basic meatloaf or Salisbury steak. And, I grew up with, boiled Brussels sprouts. Ew, do not like them. And when, lately the big fad was, roasted Brussels sprouts. And I said, okay, I'll give that a try. Oh, I roasted Brussels sprouts. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is how we should be eating this.
Yeah.
And then I grew up with canned beets. Canned food, was big back then. Or frozen vegetables are even better. But, I remember having canned beets. And I'm like, beets, oh, yuck. Don't like that. But roasted beets. Oh my gosh.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
The one vegetable that I will not eat, because I remember her making acorn squash, baked acorn squash. A lot of times we would have sausage, link sausage, cut that up a little bit or something, and then applesauce in it. To this day, oh yeah. And I'm like, ew. And then lima beans. She like canned lima beans or frozen lima bean and mix in with sour cream or something or some onions and put that in acorn squash. That must have been a thing back then.
Oh,
Must be.
So
that doesn't sound
lima beans, I do not eat lima beans. I will not eat them. I don't know what it is because they're similar to a kidney bean. Once you cook them, they do turn soft. It's one of the things. I do not like chickpeas, but I like chickpeas roasted. I love hummus, but the actual chickpea, and I like crunchy food.
Yeah,
but
they're kind of
that
starchy, kind of no flavor. You have to add
something
to
and
it.
I can tolerate water chestnuts, those white little things, crunchy stuff. But yeah, so that was a long answer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The only thing I want to do this with Lisa because she's done it with her father and probably mother because she's part Italian. I want to make my own pasta because I remember homemade chicken soup that my grandmother made. And I wish I had her recipe on that. But since it was my grandmother's, she probably actually took the chicken, made something else with it, but took the bones or whatever and made the actual broth.
Oh, yeah.
She made her pasta noodles, but they weren't thin or anything. They were like
egg noodles.
chewy and
Wide
and,
egg noodles.
and stuff. And so
yeah, we'll have to do
that is one thing. And if my aunt, my mom's sister, if she was around, I wish I would have tapped into her because she was very much an entertainer. And whether she loved cooking. We'd love going over her house for one of the holidays because she would just have a whole smorgasbord and either made it or got it. But I would have loved to have, gotten it together with her. So I love cooking. I love hospitality. It was one of the things I wanted to do in my life, was to open up a restaurant or a B&B. And now that we got Airbnbs, I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind owning something, having someone kind of like run it, but I want to be there. But anyway, hospitality, it was going to be my major, but unfortunately I never got to do an internship. Mm-hmm. So my major in college was personnel management and hospitality. But to this day, because I let my being short dominate my thinking, which was stupid. I wish I was a teacher. I love teaching. I love kids. I love teaching. I wish I would have done that. But
my son is going to college to be a Spanish teacher. He goes to Wayne State. So,
oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, he will be able to get a job anywhere.
That's what I'm told. Hopefully.
Yeah, because that is a group of people, Hispanics or Spanish speaking, huge in this country, especially down south and out west here, obviously. Mm-hmm. But no, man, if you know Spanish, good stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
Let's see how Jamie and Laura are doing, because I think they're still cooking. Do we see you? How far are you guys almost done with your cheese ball?
Yes, you want to see it?
Yes.
We decided to just go ahead and do it all. Ours isn't as pretty as yours. We didn't reserve that.
I wanted to show it when we just had mixed the red pepper in there, but we just put the walnuts and the cheese on there and we got it shaped.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh no, that looks perfect, man. And I tell you, it made so much more than I thought.
Yeah.
We put a lot of walnuts on there.
Yeah.
So you're
gonna be digging on it.
Cut this recipe in half if it's just for a smaller crowd and stuff. But I think this is a good cheese ball that if you have like 12 people or more, family gatherings, entertaining, and I think it looks
I'm
good.
excited to try it.
This is the first cheese ball I've ever made.
Oh, is it? All right.
The first one for me.
Isn't that hard?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad
Very
at all.
easy.
I like them. I've always liked cheese balls, but I've never made one.
And I think if I actually did put this in the refrigerator for about an hour or so, just to help it firm up with all the flavors and stuff, it would look like a smash ball, but you could form it a little bit more. But this one.
Yeah.
That's ergonomical.
Yeah.
Once everyone dives into it, your cheese ball ain't gonna be round anymore.
Oh yeah. It ain't gonna look pretty once it gets started, anyways.
All right, dig in. Here, you dig in.
I had one more quick question for you. What's your favorite dish right now? What do you like to make?
Oh, man. Bake or cook?
What's tasting good right
Baking
now?
or dinner? Which one?
Either one.
From Thanksgiving.
There's a couple of, I love soups. I really love soup.
Yeah, we do too.
When I first got divorced, because I loved entertaining, I still wanted friends to come over, so I started soup night, which I really got to get back to that come January.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. This is so
Isn't
good.
it good?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. In the cheese.
We don't have any crackers, do we?
We might.
We buy crackers.
And so, what's my favorite thing to cook? Gosh, that's a tough one because this time of year I am making a lot more soups. Obviously, not obviously, I don't know why I say that, but we all just got done with turkey. Turkey. So one of the things I used to always make for my kids, and I don't know why I got into it, but I wanted to do something different with turkey. So I always do turkey enchiladas or turkey burritos or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's in one of the recipe books over at Amy Roloff's little kitchen, the video.
Oh
recipe.
yeah.
Love that.
And it's been one of my sons, Jeremy's favorite. Oh, hey, hi.
Oh yeah.
And then Yvonne's daughter, I think, just came in.
Oh
Sarah,
yeah.
this is the one that won. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Civil environmental engineer.
What, Yvonne, what's your daughter's name?
Sarah.
Yeah. So, big kudos to you for environmental.
Thank you very much.
research.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's huge. That's huge. And we
Yeah.
got Carly up there, you know, going into nursing. She's a junior in high school in that. So big kudos to all you guys. That's awesome.
Very proud.
Well, you'll get a Sarah, you'll get a taste of your mom's cheese ball. So let her
Yeah,
know.
I'm excited to try it.
And if you guys want any if you want to give me any feedback on it, I would so appreciate it. Good, bad, great, whatever it may be. Or, you know, anything else. So you asked me a question about my favorite meal. I don't really have a specific one. Pasta is the thing, my go-to. Something with chicken. I love cooking a lot with chicken. Pork, I still got to refine that a little bit. Pork's a tough one for me, and I'm not sure why. Because who likes dry pork? Ew.
Low and low.
Yeah.
Cook it slow
Well,
and low.
if you sear it, you know, searing if you got a tough meat or something like that, sear the meat, but then, you know, bring it down low, bake it, and finish it off in the oven. But as we talked about Thanksgiving, turkey wild soup, a turkey wild rice soup is what I cooked. But I usually made my turkey enchiladas, but now that my kids are all grown or anything, I think when Jeremy and Audrey just had their baby Radley, he goes, Mom, can you make some, you know, some of those turkey enchiladas that you made? I go, sure. But of course, it's just before Thanksgiving. Turkeys aren't in, you know, the store. And I'm like, how can I do that? So I think I found a turkey breast, you know, and I did that. But one of the two things that I'm going to come up with on a soup, they're going to be very familiar. I've never been a fan of stuffed green peppers. I have no idea why. So I deconstructed that and turned that into a soup. So I call it my stuffed pepper soup. That'll be coming out. The other one that I never was a fan of that I remember my mom making was stuffed cabbage. Maybe it's because I was a kid. I don't know, but I'm like, ew, it's just stuffed cabbage. So I thought, well, that's a lot of work, kind of. So I might make stuffed cabbage soup. So it's like all of the ingredients of stuffed cabbage, just not stuffed cabbage. So
Sounds good to me.
So
Especially during these cold and chilly days.
So let me ask you guys a question. Alissa and Carly, what are some of your favorite, if you want to call it Michigan, or things to make or bake?
I love to bake more than I like to cook, because cooking, they expect to eat every night, but baking's a little different. I started off just baking a lot. I like to bake cookies. I have chocolate chip cookies that are supposed to be my favorite. I go on girls' weekend with my college roommates, and I'm not allowed to come unless I bake them.
Oh, good.
Cakes, I like to make cupcakes and cakes, but I like to cook anything really. I have a passion for cooking, and it's just something I like to do. Carly used to cook a little bit. Now that she's 16, she doesn't cook as much.
But I usually make pumpkin bread like every Thanksgiving. I've made it since I was in like Girl Scouts, so I usually try and make it every year.
Or crepes. Crepes used to be another one that she was good
I
at.
love making crepes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give that a try. The crepe thing.
Yeah.
They're really easy too.
Yeah, they're easy, fast dinner.
Yeah.
And we've never made the savory ones. We've only made sweet with like fruit. So we
I
never
remember
made the savory
a
ones.
restaurant out in Michigan that was called the Magic Pan. This was a long time ago. I mean, does Michigan still have Farrell's ice cream?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, yeah.
They were here too, Farrell.
Oh, were they? Anyway, it was called the Magic Pan, so it was a crepe place. And to your point, obviously they had a lot of dessert, but they did have savory, ones too. And so I thought that was really, really kind of neat. I think the word crepe is a lot more intimidating than the actual doing it, but I'm going to give that a try because I have not made my own crepes before, so that would be a good one. The other thing is, do you make bread with yeast? If you bake, Alissa, do you make bread with yeast?
Yes, I actually had a bread maker. It's in the basement. I haven't pulled it out in a long time because I could eat bread every day.
Yes.
But Yeah, there's nothing like homemade bread, and Carly likes the dough. We were just watching a show where they were making homemade pretzels, and she's like, I like the dough, looks really good, but she likes the dough. We eat a lot of bread in Michigan.
I think yeast intimidates me. That is for darn sure. So I continue to work on doing that. I don't know if my house is too drafty. It's not warm enough.
And it
So,
takes a long time.
Well, it does, but to me, there's just something making your own bread or something. So I'll be doing that. Okay, Yvonne and Sarah, what is your thing to cook, bake, and if not, eat?
I like to bake zucchini bread with the fresh zucchini from the farmer's market or the somebody's garden. That's a favorite. I bake about 12 to 15 different kinds of Christmas cookies every year.
Really?
And my husband and Sarah take them to work, and I give them to my family and friends. And
give me your 3 top Christmas cookies.
I really like her Buckeye balls, like chocolate peanut butter balls, Christmas tree wreaths made out of cornflake cereal, and probably her sugar cookies.
All right.
Yeah.
Sarah likes to cook.
Yeah, I like to cook more. I like to bake too. I've always baked with my mom, but since going to college, I've learned more how to cook the past few years. So.
So what do you like to cook?
I have a really good, I think, fish taco or shrimp taco recipe that I like. A lot of pasta dishes too, because it's easy.
Well, to me, pasta, like if you're on a budget, even families who are on a budget, I'm like, make pasta your friend. And you know, the rotisserie chicken that you get in the store, I mean, you can't go wrong buying that for $5-6.
Yeah.
Already done or whatever. I mean, you can spread a meal and stuff. Pasta should be everyone's friend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. The one cookie that I really loved making, because I do a slight version of it, I think it was out of the Betty Crocker. They called it the Russian tea cakes.
Yeah.
I call them snowball cookies.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she makes.
I make those. Yes. Those are really
I
good.
love those things.
Quick and easy.
Oh, they're so easy.
I love the walnuts in them.
Yeah.
The nuts. So
Good.
good.
Roll them in powdered sugar. Oh, it's one of my favorite cookies.
Yeah.
So what, Jamie and Laura.
Do they try their cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
What are our favorite dinners?
Let her
and-
ask, let her ask.
To cook or bake.
Yeah.
What was that?
What is one of your favorite things to cook, bake, or eat?
Okay, well, we do a lot of frozen. Just because it's easy to have on hand, is like you have frozen chicken in your freezer. And then if you do fresh or frozen vegetables and you thaw the chicken, pat it dry, and you cook your chicken and vegetables in like a sheet pan meal.
Oh, yeah.
Super easy, tasty and healthy. But
All right.
one of my old standbys is always like spinach artichoke dip because it's such a good comfort food.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Awesome.
My favorite thing is, let me have a turn. My favorite thing is just making good old roast with potatoes and carrots, and then making soup with the leftovers the next day.
Comfort food. That's comfort food all the way.
Yeah, and then my favorite baking thing is apple nut cake. I just love the apple nut cake, and everybody likes it. It's a good thing to take to family get-togethers and stuff. Everybody always loves it.
Well, that sounds great, man. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
If I do have, I was telling your mom, Sarah, to come home to Michigan in January, and I just off the top of my head, I think it'd be so cool to pick a central place and we all go out for lunch or something.
Yeah.
Well, Zoom just doesn't quite cut it. Let's all meet. So we'll see if we can actually pull that off. But I don't want to take up too much more of your guys' time. But
Did we see a bite? Did you guys take a bite of your cheese ball?
Mine's in the refrigerator, but I did lick the bowl and it tastes very good. I used some of my green pepper.
Okay,
It's
good.
very good.
And but you had a good idea though. Green pepper is good, and if you put something red in it, it's a great Christmas thing.
Yeah.
My first bite.
Pepper.
How does it taste?
This
Delicious.
is really good.
Okay.
I like it.
Do any of you have any other last thoughts, questions, or anything you want me to try and put out there on my video, Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen? It's okay if you don't have any other thoughts, questions, or ideas.
Actually,
No,
no.
I have so many, but I wanted to let her go first because I think she was ready first. Hold on.
Who?
I can't remember her name. Well, if she doesn't have any, then
I just wanted to say that I like your taste and I think you have very good ideas with your food. And I look forward to seeing more things.
Well, thank you.
know?
Yeah.
And
I-
maybe
I appreciate that because I go, from growing up, I go from cooking for a family, and I just really like, more down home, just gathering around the table, conversations, and it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't have to be all fancy. And I watch a lot of the cooking shows too, and I just watch them to give me ideas.
yeah, exactly.
Way of cooking with a protein or a dessert that isn't like way over my head.
Well, I like your preferences. You have good taste. So that's good for showing people new things. And the cheese ball was good.
Well,
And we want to see more things too.
I want to say the older I get, the more I like to cook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I see you really get doing it, and it's inspiring.
Well, I think the other thing is if we do like to cook, the older we get, I think it's because we're not as pressured to get a meal on the table, or we don't have young kids to feed.
Yep.
or We don't have a schedule of sports, and that's
Yep.
why a lot of young moms ask me, make pasta your friend. You
Yeah.
don't have to do fast food all the time. I mean, you can whip up pasta really quick. You can get that jar. I make my
Oh yeah.
sauce now, but raising kids, it's like they got a lot of good jar sauces. Or just throw in a can of crushed tomatoes and put a little seasonings in it, and
yeah.
Yeah.
Garlic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy, but yeah, no, because doing these videos, I tell you, I got to allow at least 3 hours, at least.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
thank
listen,
you.
Alissa, Carly, Yvonne, Sarah, Jamie, and Laura, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
too.
We appreciate you guys, and we love you guys.
Great. And look for one of these coming in the mail to you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, those are cool. I like those.
I like
Yeah,
them.
that'll be neat.
I think they look better on an average size person than little me, but you're gonna love them.
Great.
Oh yeah, those are cool. I'll be looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, your
Okay.
cheese ball can be used with veggies too,
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that.
We have options.
Yep, I'm gonna get some to try with it.
Excellent. Well, nice meeting everybody. Have a
Nice
great
meeting you
Yeah,
all.
nice meeting you guys, and
You guys have a
that's
blessed night.
really neat.
Thank you.
Fun
Take
hanging
care and
out.
have a Merry Christmas, you guys.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
too.
yeah. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas to you guys. It was really fun. Yeah, have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, later.